Hello, this is Anna from the Hopewell branch, and my colleague Bob Noose has put together another collection of trivia from authors. So for those of you who haven't done this before, all you have to do is wait for the author to ask their question. You can pause the video, think about your answer, and then unpause it, and the author will reveal their answer. So he's got quite a selection for you, and I wish you nothing but luck.
Hello, Mercer County Public Library System, and a special thanks to Bob Noose for inviting me to participate in the series of book trivia. I am Patricia Mead, and I'm the author of the Marjorie McClellan Mystery Series, the Vermont Country Living Mystery Series, and the Tish Tarragon Mysteries, the latest of which, From Ladle to Grave, was released this past December. The Tish Tarragon Mysteries focus on Cookin' the Books, the name of the first book, which is a literary cafe and catering business run by Tish Tarragon in a small town outside of Richmond, Virginia. My trivia question is about Tish Tarragon's best friend in the book, one of her best friends, Jules Davis. He is the weatherman for Channel 10 News and also does a few human interest stories on the side when someone calls in ill. He's a flamboyant character who's a lot of fun to write, but he always seems to get in a spot of trouble. In the first book, Cookin' the Books, we're introduced to Jules, who is well known for being run over by a snowplow. Well, not run over, but carried away by a snowplow, outside of which famous Richmond City landmark. I'm going to pause for a little while you think. The answer is Julian Davis gets swept away by a snowplow outside of the Poe Museum. And it's a running joke throughout the whole series as Tish questions people, and if Jules happens to be around. Everyone recognizes him from the weather forecast, but also from this unfortunate incident which happened to get caught on camera. Oh, and Jules was fine, by the way, so no injuries sustained except to his pride. Thank you again for tuning in, and thanks again to Bob for inviting me along. Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Rowe, and I'm here to ask you a trivia question about my new book, Welcome to the Neighborhood. But first, a little bit about the book. After years of struggling to make ends meet, Ginny, a single mom and struggling artist from Queens, falls for sweet divorced Jeff and relishes the idea of moving with her quirky 11-year-old daughter Harry into his home in an upscale neighborhood in New Jersey. Though she's never been impressed by material things, she's thrilled that getting a second chance at love comes with the added bonus of finally being able to give Harry everything she never could. And then she meets the neighbors. So here's my trivia question. I just mentioned that Ginny is an artist. Her best friend in the book, a woman named Zaria, is also an artist. Can you tell me, A, two-parter, what type of artist is Zaria? And B, what is her famous piece that she has given Ginny as a wedding gift? I'll let you think about that for a sec. Are you ready? Zaria is a glassblower, and her famous piece is a vase called the Hummingbird. I hope you enjoy the book if you get a chance to read it. Thank you all.
Hi, I'm Lynn Butler, author of The Tiger Mom's Tale and Red Thread of Fate. My question for you today is, in Red Thread of Fate, what is the name of this little dachshund that Angela falls in love with, and where does she come from? So while you're thinking of the answer, I just want to introduce you to the little red dachshund that inspired this character. This is Loki. She had a sister named Pino also, which kind of inspired the dachshunds in the story. And the answer is this dachshund's name is Stella. And she came from Angela and Tam's neighbor Bee, who works for a dachshund rescue and fosters the dachshunds. And Stella is one of the dogs that Bee is fostering that Angela falls in love with. So thank you so much for reading my book and for having me here today. Loki says bye.
Hi everybody, my name's Evie Hawtrey, and I'm the author of And by Fire, a crime novel mystery set in modern day London and the London of 1666 during the Great Fire. In And by Fire, two fierce female detectives have to track a pair of murderous artists willing to burn the world for their art. Because it's a dual timeline novel, I'm going to offer you two trivia questions. Here's question number 1. In modern London, Detective Inspector Nigella Parker is a police person with the London City Police, which is a far less famous police force than Scotland Yard, otherwise known as the Metropolitan Police. Approximately how big is the territory of the London City Police in square miles? If you guessed 1 square mile, you're correct, although technically the territory is 1.12 square miles. Here comes the historical question. In the year 1666, when London caught fire and 80% of it burned, my second detective is named Lady Margaret Dove, and she's a lady in waiting to England's Queen. Who was the King of England in 1666? If you guessed Charles II, you are correct, and congratulations. I hope you enjoyed my trivia questions and that you'll pick up my novel And by Fire at your local branch of the Mercer County Public Library.
Hi, Mercer County, and thank you for including me in this terrific video project. My name is Katie Tallow, and I write mystery thrillers. My debut in 2020 was called Dark August, and the sequel was published in the spring of 2022. It's called Poison Lilies. Both novels feature amateur cold case sleuth Augusta Monet and her trusty canine sidekick, Levi. The title Poison Lilies was actually inspired by a line from one of my favorite novels. It goes like this: a most mediocre person can be the object of a love which is wild, extravagant, and beautiful as the poison lilies of the swamp. Do you know the name of the novel this quote comes from? The novel is called The Ballad of the Sad Cafe by Carson McCullers. Thank you for playing. Happy reading.
Well, hopefully you did okay. And even if you didn't get one of them right, hopefully you found out some authors or some titles that you want to check out, which you can simply do by going to our website, mcl.org, or you can download our app, My MCLSNJ. You can use either one of those tools to locate books, put them on hold, and we'll let you know when they're ready to be picked up. We want to make sure we thank our authors for the time they took to put their questions and answers together. And let us know how you did. Find us on social media at MCLSNJ and drop us a line and let us know how you did.